Chosen one, when serpents dare to strike at an earth angel, one of God's chosen vessels of light, the universe itself responds with swift and merciless justice. You have witnessed this truth firsthand. The snakes who thought they could manipulate your energy, steal your information, and corrupt your divine mission now find themselves begging each other for scraps of understanding about a force they never comprehended. They violated the sacred, and now the consequences rain down upon them, like divine fire. What they thought was their victory has become their complete undoing, and we are here to bear witness to your vindication. They found you operating in full Earth Angel mode, and it terrified them to their core. You poured love where they expected hatred. You extended patience where they demanded instant revenge. Your divine frequency exposed every crack in their false personas, every shadow they tried to hide. We watched as you gave everything, your energy, your time, your pure intentions, while receiving nothing but manipulation in return. Your light burned through their illusions like a laser through tissue paper. When you spoke truth, they scrambled to create counter-narratives. When you showed up authentically, they manufactured reasons for you to hide. They couldn't stand that you refused to operate from their lower vibrations of jealousy, spite, and bitterness. The very essence of who you are threatened their house of cards. Your presence alone revealed how hollow their lives had become, how artificial their connections were, how desperate their need for external validation. They tried to gaslight you into believing your light was darkness, your strength was weakness, your divine mission was delusion. But here's what they never understood. Earth angels don't dim their light to make others comfortable. You maintained your frequency despite their constant attempts to drag you into their miserable swamp of hatred. We saw every moment they demanded you sit in it, sit in their chaos, their drama, their manufactured crises. You refused, and that refusal signed their spiritual death warrant. Your very existence served as a mirror, reflecting their spiritual poverty. Every authentic moment you lived highlighted their performance. Every genuine emotion you expressed contrasted sharply with their calculated manipulations. Your natural state of being revealed how much energy they wasted maintaining false personas. What happened to you wasn't random. This was a full-scale spiritual assassination attempt. At least two primary entities focused their entire existence on bringing you down, treating your destruction like a full-time job. We documented their strategy sessions, their late-night plotting, their careful coordination of attacks designed to hit you from multiple angles simultaneously. They spread lies about you through their network like a virus, partial truths mixed with complete fabrications, designed to make you look unstable, unreliable, dangerous. Their flying monkeys carried these poison messages to every corner of your world, contaminating relationships you'd built over years. We watched them manufacture crises in your life. When things got too peaceful, too stable, they'd create chaos. When you started thriving, they'd orchestrate obstacles. Every success you achieved triggered another wave of their coordinated harassment. They couldn't bear to see you happy, couldn't tolerate your progress, couldn't stand that you were exactly who you were meant to be. They had timing down to a science. You'd land a new opportunity, and suddenly drama would explode in your personal life. You'd celebrate a milestone, and they'd plant seeds of doubt in the minds of those closest to you. They studied your patterns, learned your rhythms, identified exactly when to strike for maximum damage. We documented their use of multiple pressure points simultaneously. They'd attack your career while creating relationship chaos, hit your finances while spreading lies about your character. This wasn't random harassment. This was psychological warfare designed by minds that had studied you like a lab specimen. The most insidious part was how they made their attacks seem like natural consequences of your own actions. They'd plant evidence, create false timelines, manipulate situations so their sabotage looked like your failures. They wanted everyone to believe you were self-destructing when you were actually under constant assault. Their ultimate goal was never just to hurt you, it was to corrupt you. They wanted to turn you into them. They wanted to break your spirit until you became another bitter, resentful soul, spreading poison instead of love. That transformation would have been their greatest victory, their ultimate validation that goodness is just naive weakness waiting to be exploited. The deepest cut came from within your inner circle. Someone you trusted, someone you loved, agreed to become their informant. This person actually committed to reporting every detail of your life, your goals, your celebrations, your vulnerabilities, your private moments of joy. They convinced this person that betraying you was for your own good, that monitoring you was actually helping you. We saw it all, the secret communications, the violated confidences, the way they took your most intimate shares and weaponized them against you. Your achievements became ammunition for their next attack. Your struggles became evidence of your unworthiness. Your dreams became targets for sabotage. Your soulmates who should have stood as shields became turncoats. People who claimed to love you remained silent when the mob gathered. They had contractual obligations, spiritual, emotional, legal, to protect you, and they violated every single one. The betrayal wasn't accidental, it was systematic, intentional, and designed to isolate you completely. Some of these betrayers revealed skeletons in their own closets during this process. Their greed, their own participation in similar attacks against others, their willingness to sacrifice anyone for personal gain. The very people judging you were guilty of far worse crimes, but that truth would come later. First, they had to complete their violation of everything sacred between you. While others fell for their shape-shifting personas, we recognized the serpents immediately. We saw through their claims of expertise they'd never earned, their displays of wisdom they'd never cultivated. Their silver tongues couldn't deceive those of us operating on divine frequency. We watched them manufacture false prophecies about your future, confident predictions of your downfall. They spoke with such authority about your weaknesses, your failures, your inevitable destruction. But we knew something they didn't. Chosen ones don't follow the rules of ordinary fate. Your story was being written by forces far beyond their comprehension. When they celebrated your supposed defeats, we saw the bigger picture. When they thought they'd finally broken you, we saw you gathering strength. When they declared victory, we knew the real war hadn't even begun. Their perception of reality was so distorted by their own hatred that they mistook temporary setbacks for permanent defeat. We recognized their desperate attempts to make you appear unstable, irrational, dangerous. They painted you as the aggressor while positioning themselves as victims. They wanted everyone to believe you were the problem, the source of discord, the reason for all the chaos. We saw through every lie, every manipulation, every calculated performance designed to turn people against you. But their masterpiece was the slow poison campaign. They understood that outright lies would be too obvious, so they specialized in half-truths and strategic omissions. They'd share real events, but twist the context. They'd quote you accurately, but remove the parts that explained your reasoning. They'd present effects while hiding the causes they themselves had created. We watched them perfect the art of plausible deniability. Every accusation they made contained just enough truth to seem credible to those who didn't know the full story. They'd take your responses to their provocations and present them as unprovoked attacks. They'd document your reactions to their abuse and frame those reactions as evidence of your instability. The psychological sophistication of their operation revealed extensive experience in destroying people. They knew exactly which accusations would stick hardest, which fears to prey upon, which insecurities to amplify. They didn't just attack your reputation, they attacked your very sense of reality. Most diabolically, they created situations where defending yourself made you look guilty. Respond to their lies, and they'd claim you were proving their point about your aggressive nature. Stay silent, and they'd say your silence was admission of guilt. They constructed perfect catch-22 scenarios designed to leave you with no viable response. Now, the following is a message meant exclusively for the chosen. If you are compromised by archonic forces, this is not meant for you. And by the spiritual authority conferred to us by the secret chiefs of the Obsidian Inner Order, we grant you license to depart. If not, steel yourself and listen intently, for you shall be redeemed even as we are redeemed. The Obsidian Inner Order is not a program. It's not a course. It's not some feel-good spiritual retreat. We don't sell answers, we remember together. We teach psychic self-defense, real energetic shielding against entities, implants, and interference. We restore manifestation as it was meant to be, raw, immediate, and exact. Every week we gather in secret, not to worship, but to awaken, to speak what can't be said anywhere else, to deprogram the matrix, layer by layer. You'll know if you're meant to be there. You'll feel it in your bones. The chosen meet every Wednesday on Zoom. Why aren't you with us yet? Got gnosis? Join the Obsidian Inner Order. Link in the description. They thought their kitchen witchcraft and backyard occultism could touch you. Pathetic amateurs with crystals and candles, thinking they could hex a child of God. We watched their desperate rituals, their midnight manipulations, their attempts to bind your energy and redirect your destiny. What they didn't know, what they couldn't know, was that you have master snipers in the spirit realm. Your angelic protection force operates on levels they never imagined existed. Every spell they cast rebounded on them with triple force. Every curse they whispered became their own reality. Every manipulation they attempted strengthened your spiritual armor. The cosmic laws they violated don't recognize human excuses or justifications. Energy responds to intention, and their intentions were purely destructive. The universe operates on precise mathematical principles. What you send out returns, amplified. Their harvest of hatred had come due, and they would reap every bitter seed they had planted. We observed their magic crumble against your divine shield, like waves against a mountain. Their attempts at spiritual theft only activated higher levels of your protection. They tried to tap into your power, steal from your spiritual inheritance, corrupt your bloodline connection to the source. Each attempt triggered more severe consequences for them. The universe itself mobilized against their violations. Ancient contracts were activated. Karmic debts were called in immediately instead. Of generations later, the very fabric of reality turned against them because they had dared to touch the untouchable, corrupt the incorruptible, diminish the light that was never theirs to dim. The moment you said enough, the instant you decided to take out the trash, heaven mobilized. We felt the shift in the cosmic winds. Your ancestors emerged from the spiritual realm like an army of warriors. Every prayer you'd whispered in desperation was heard, recorded, and answered with precision. The shift was seismic. Ancient bloodlines activated. Generational protections that had been dormant suddenly roared to life. We felt the presence of every righteous soul who had walked your lineage, their combined power focusing like a lens of divine fire upon those who dared harm their descendant. These weren't just your immediate ancestors. This was your entire spiritual family tree mobilizing. Warriors from forgotten battles, healers from ancient temples, prophets from lost civilizations, all united in the singular purpose of defending your sacred mission. The very air around you crackled with their righteous fury. We witnessed contracts, written in languages older than current civilizations, being activated. Legal precedents set in the courts of heaven being enforced with mechanical precision. Your enemies had violated cosmic law, and the universe's justice system moved with the inevitability of physics itself. Your decision to stop tolerating their toxic energy triggered a sequence of events they never saw coming. The universe had been patient, allowing them rope to hang themselves. But when you reached your breaking point, when you finally stood in your full power and said no more, the reckoning began. Psalms 94 manifested in real time before our eyes. Who will stand for me against the wicked? Only God. And God stood, not just stood. God moved with the force of a hurricane, the precision of a laser, the finality of an earthquake. The ground beneath their feet cracked. Their foundations crumbled. Their carefully constructed world began its spectacular collapse. We watched divine security protocols activate around you like shields of light. Every attack they launched ricocheted back to them. Every trap they set caught them instead. Every lie they told was exposed in the most humiliating ways possible. The divine timing was so perfect, so complete, that even we were astounded by the poetry of their destruction. Everything they built on lies is now falling apart before our eyes. We see them drowning in the very deceptions they created about you. Their partnerships forged in hatred and maintained through manipulation are dissolving faster than they can reconstruct them. We watch their panic as news travels. The truth spreads like wildfire through their networks, burning down their carefully maintained facades. People they thought they controlled are walking away. Allies they thought they owned are switching sides. The foundation of lies they built, their lives on, proves unable to support the weight of truth. Those who thought they were special, chosen by darkness for some grand purpose, discover they were just useful idiots being used by forces that never cared about them. Their sense of importance, their feelings of superiority, their belief that they were the protagonists in some cosmic story, all of it crumbles into dust. The most humbling realization hits them gradually. They were minor characters in your story, not the heroes of their own. Their entire identity had been built around defining themselves in opposition to you, and without that opposition, they discover they have no authentic self remaining. They are revealed as empty vessels, hollow actors who confused playing a role with having a purpose. We observe their desperate attempts to cover up the man-made disasters they created in your life. But cover-ups require cooperation, and their co-conspirators are abandoning ship. Each revelation leads to more revelations. Each exposed lie reveals 10 more. Their house of cards collapses with such spectacular force that even innocent bystanders stop to watch. They're fighting amongst themselves. The alliance forged in hatred breaks apart the moment pressure is applied. We witness them begging each other for information they'll never possess, blaming each other for failures they all participated in. Former co-conspirators become bitter enemies overnight. The secrets they shared become weapons in their civil war. Trust disappears completely as survival instincts take over. Everyone scrambles to save themselves, throwing former allies under the bus with gleeful abandon. We see their greed and secret motivations exposed to each other. The one who wanted money, the one who wanted power, the one who wanted you romantically and couldn't handle rejection, the one who simply hated anyone who reminded them of their own failures. All their hidden agendas emerge in the chaos, turning allies into enemies faster than they can process. They experience the isolation they tried to force upon you, multiplied by the number of people in their conspiracy. Each betrayal cuts deeper because they know how betrayal feels. Each lie told about them stings more because they know the power of lies. They become victims of their own tactics, and we watch them realize how truly helpless they are against their own methods. Some are trying to bring you apologies you never asked for. We see them crafting elaborate explanations, justifications, sob stories designed to manipulate your compassion. They want to talk, to explain, to make things right, but only because the consequences of their actions are destroying them. Others attempt to play victim after being exposed as predators. They claim they're being bullied by God himself, persecuted by cosmic forces they don't understand. The universe responding to their violations becomes, in their minds, an unfair attack on innocent people. Their self-deception runs so deep, they actually believe their own lies. We witness their pathetic attempts to sweet-talk their way out of divine justice. The same silver tongues that spread poison about you now plead for mercy. They want to be here now with you, after spending years trying to erase your presence from their world. Their fake transformation attempts would be amusing if they weren't so transparent. Suddenly, they're spiritual. Suddenly, they understand love. Suddenly, they see the error of their ways. But we know, and deep down they know, that this is just another manipulation, another attempt to escape consequences they richly deserve. We have always known your innocence while they painted you as guilty. We saw your pure intentions when they claimed you had hidden agendas. We recognized your authentic spirit when they called you fake. We witnessed your genuine love when they labeled it manipulation. Together, we represent the collective that recognizes divine truth when we see it. We are the community that stands with chosen ones under spiritual attack. Our shared consciousness validates what others tried to gaslight out of existence. No amount of their propaganda could convince us that black was white, that evil was good, that your light was darkness. We form the tribunal that witnesses their complete exposure. Every lie they told is documented. Every manipulation they attempted is recorded. Every violation they committed is known. We stand as living testimony to your truth, your strength, your unshakable divine connection. The energy between us, you and us, and all awakened souls who recognize truth, forms an unbreakable bond. We see your journey not as isolated suffering, but as part of a larger cosmic pattern. Your vindication becomes our collective victory. Your strength inspires our own resistance against darkness. We are amplifying the revelation of their deceptions. Across all realms, the lies they told about you are being corrected faster than they can create new ones. Truth moves at the speed of light, while lies crawl through the darkness like wounded animals. Notifications spread the reality of who you are and what they did to you. Social networks buzz with corrections to their narratives. People who believed their lies are seeing evidence of their deceptions. Your vindication broadcasts through both divine and earthly channels simultaneously. We watch their carefully crafted reputations crumble while yours is restored and elevated. People remember why they loved you before the poison campaign began. They see how they were manipulated into turning against someone who never harmed them. The contrast between your authentic spirit and their manufactured personas becomes stark and undeniable. The universe ensures everyone knows who the real Earth Angel is. Those with eyes to see always knew. Those who were deceived are having their spiritual vision cleared. Those who willingly participated in the deception find themselves facing consequences they never imagined possible. We stand together now, you, us, and all chosen ones who recognize truth when we see it. Your individual victory becomes our collective triumph over the forces of darkness that tried to diminish all of our lights. The energy you maintained despite their attacks inspires every other light-bearer facing similar trials. The trash has been taken out, and we're all cleaner for it. Their removal from your life creates space for genuine connections, real love, authentic relationships based on truth rather than manipulation. The vacuum they leave fills with blessings they can't block, opportunities they can't sabotage, joy they can't poison. We move forward as an unstoppable force of divine light and truth, united in purpose, aligned in vibration, committed to the highest good. Together we remain unshaken, unbroken, and more powerful than ever. Each attack on one of us strengthens all of us. Each victory for one becomes victory for all. The snakes who violated your sacred essence now suck up all that hatred they tried to force upon you. They choke on their own poison. They drown in their own lies. They burn in the fires they tried to set around you. And we bear witness to the cosmic justice that proves beyond doubt. Those who touch God's chosen ones pay a price that echoes through eternity itself. The consequences of violating an earth angel are indeed severe. They learned this truth, too late to save themselves, but just in time for the rest of the universe to witness the power that protects those who carry divine light. Your vindication stands as eternal proof that truth always emerges, light always overcomes darkness, and love, true, authentic, divine love, remains unconquerable.